What is up, everybody? It is Owen Shapiro back at the OSHEP podcast. Today, I got some positive stuff that we can talk about, some positive things that everyone can do is I can improve, everyone can improve on to get a greater outlook and to be at our best and achieve our highest. So I want to talk about how I've been going to the gym every day for 6 months in 2025. And I've been going to the gym for 2.5 years, but this year specifically, I've went every single day and I plan to go every day the rest of the year. And I plan to go even higher goals in 2026. So let me start out with the beginning of why I started working out at the gym. So in the beginning, I had a few dark years. They were not the best moments. Let me say that for sure. I always wanted to work hard, but I didn't know how to focus it. Like I had passions, but I'd like come up with different creative ideas and different things. But I didn't know how to actually focus it. And I'm like, you know what? I need consistency. I need to have a compromise with myself and get myself in a routine and ways I can positively improve. So I started going to the gym. I started doing, the basic weights, right? I'm not going too heavy because the thing is once again, everyone has their own methods. You don't actually have to follow my method. You don't have to follow anyone else's methods. It's you, like Scorsese says, you make your own way. You figure out what's right for you, and that's what I tried to do for me. I tried to figure out what is right for me. So I started out with 5-pound weights, curling with the biceps. But I also did ab workouts. I did those about 3 days a week. I did pretty much similar to sit-ups, or actually it was similar to crunches, but it wasn't exact. It was a similar workout that you'd find online. But eventually I got to crunches, but I'll tell you how I got there. So I was doing that for about a good 6 months, improving that overall. And then I started to realize not only am I improving as someone working out and getting better with, my exercise and my health, I'm starting to form a better consistency in my life where I'm being more reliable. I'm showing up to things on time. I'm achieving goals that at the time might have been pretty basic for the situation, but I started to realize that if I have a consistency of trying to improve, trying to get better every week, from months to weeks to days to hours, but I want it to be natural. I started to realize I can do it. Other people can do it. They found their own way. I can find mine. So I continued going to the gym, of course, and eventually I started to realize, I'm slowly going up and up with the weights, right? And slowly having a different situation. I can do this. So I was like, what I did was I said, you know what? Summer breaks, winter breaks. I'm going to work out every single day. So summer worked out every single day. I did biceps 3 times a week, but I did abs every day. And, it was fun. It was a fun thing. It was something where it's like, you know what? This is a fun goal. This is something I can always improve on, but I'm doing it in an organized, realistic, natural, and positive way. It's not just like I'm trying, but I don't really have a goal. So like as a kid, when I was in my young teens, I actually did a bit of working out, but it wasn't consistent. I was just figuring it out. But, as I got older, there would be, dark times, positive times. And I tried to get off of those dark times by working out, and they would help in the moment, but it wouldn't be consistent. So, and obviously I wasn't an adult. I didn't have a car. I wasn't in college. I wasn't pursuing a career. I wasn't making films like I am, starting a podcast, right? So, of course, I always tried to have a positive outlook. And, I watched videos from like Tom Brady, Kobe Bryant, and all these other motivators about like, if you have to believe in yourself first, and you need to show why you're willing to work hard, why you're a great teammate, and why you can set the standard. If you're being a positive influence and why you are the one that's creating a positive outlook and a positive chemistry and showing that you can work out and work hard and be at your best and try to achieve high goals, that is something that you will go lengths, miles, years, decades, eras. And I believe that was something I feel like I can achieve if I'm just at my most positive. I believe I could be a positive influence, and that is my goal. So I started working out every day during that summer. Eventually, I was like, you know what? I can work out every day during the year too. So, but I didn't force myself into it. I did not force myself into it. First, I did every day that summer. I still continued with 3 times a week doing the biceps and 5 days a week doing the abs. But eventually it became to next summer, I started doing the same thing every day like I did. And then when it came to fall, so my first time at an actual university, this is going from community college to university, I was working out a lot, like almost every day. And it became to the point that I was like, I want to work out every day, but I want to put myself in a consistent spot. I don't want to get so far where I fall down, right? Like I don't want to do stuff that's inconsistent. So when it came to 2025, I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm working out every day. If I fail, I'll know I have failed trying to get the most positive goal, my highest self, my best self, my greatest Owen can be, doing what's best for Owen, putting Owen first, OWEN. So I did that, and I've been working out every year, 2025. And right now it's July 24th, 2025, and this has just been a really positive experience. And I don't feel there's anything anybody can say about me about how hard I work. Obviously, I can always improve. I want to improve. I can always want to show improvement. And I believe everyone can too. I think that's what's so great about working out also is we can always improve and trying to find a new way to find goals. Now it's like I'm trying to find new things to improve on. I really want to improve, going through every single goal. And so, of course, I've been doing abs every day. I keep going higher and higher with the weights, keep doing biceps 3 times a week, keep doing higher and higher with those weights. And I'm really just having a positive experience, and I'm really proud of myself. And once again, guys and gals, if you can work out every day too, you can have a positive experience. Sometimes what it takes is someone to believe in you, and I believe in you. I believe if you start maybe small, right, but consistent, small but consistent, you can get there. You can get there. Just believe me. Have an organized way of going about it, but also make it fun. Like you want to reach something positive. This is not something that you're doing out of like a huge rude ego or out of something where you want to say you're better than anyone else. I don't go for the gym for any other reason, just except because I want to be as positive and be a positive influence and motivate myself in the greatest way possible to reach my highest goals, highest influence, highest achievements. And once again, it's been a huge success for me. So where does that stand me now? Not only that, it inspired me to eat healthier too. Not out of force. I eat what I want to eat. Everyone eats what they want to eat. I know there's sometimes other eating addictions and things, but that's a different situation. But with me, I don't eat much meat in the first place. So what I decided to do, I was like, okay, maybe a month every year, try to do a different type of diet. It doesn't have to be strict. It doesn't have to be exact. You can have mini cheat hours every week. It doesn't need to be exact. But as long as you're showing the positive goal, the highest achievements and improvement, that is what stands. It's not perfection. There's no perfection. There's no 100. There's only 99.99. So one year I was like, let's do a month without eating candy. Did not eat candy for a month. Of course, after that month, I probably ate it maybe like 3 to 6 more times in the next few months. But I'm like, I don't really feel addicted to this. Like, I don't really feel the addiction to it anymore. So I stopped eating candy. I haven't ate candy in a year and a half. Then what else? Then I also last year, so in 2024, November 2024, I was vegan and gluten-free every day on weekdays. Well, yeah, it was on weekdays, but it was every day for a month. Now, eventually I ended up doing more of that because I was like, I don't really feel like I need that either. And so what I did was I have vegan gluten-free foods on the weekdays. I have the non-vegan and gluten foods on the weekends. But then I just realized a good way to do this is which I do now is 2 meals of the day. I eat extremely healthy. It doesn't need to be exact. Once again, everybody, there is no perfect. There is no perfect, okay? Nobody can be perfect. You have to do what's most positive for you do what's best for yourself. And so I pretty much, what ended up happening is that I pretty much I eat vegan and gluten free 2 times a day. And then for one of the meals, I have gluten and non-vegan foods. But it's not, once again, let's example, if the second meal is gluten and non-vegan, that's okay. If the third meal is then gluten-free vegan, that's okay. Look, once again, you don't need to feel like you need to starve yourself. Just try to have a positive outlook on eating healthy. I've started to realize after working out and eating healthy is a healthy Owen is a happy Owen. And I really believe that. And it's not about perfection. It's not about strict. It's just about eating at what's the most positive, the best for you, and finding ways to accommodate for yourself. Everybody, please accommodate for yourself. So that leads me to my goals for next year. After 2025, I'm gonna think about what my goals are. Maybe I'll do twice a day. You never know. But I'm your boy Owen. I'm out. This is the OSHAP podcast. Stay cinematic, guys.